Hey guys, this is Colin Triplett with Mint Condition Fitness, bringing you 5 exercises that you need to be doing, but you probably aren't. So what I want to show you first are 2 what I would consider mobility drills or warm-up drills that you can add before your exercises to kind of get things moving in the right direction. So the first one is called what I call a Spider-Man with a twist. And so the way you're going to do this is you're going to step back, keeping the back knee locked out if you can. Hands come inside the knee, and then with, I don't know if I said this, Spider-Man with a twist. So you're going to twist up, thumb leads, and you're going to rotate up, rotate up, rotate up, and then come back down, stand back up, and then alternate. Now you can do this walking, so you do a step, come up, and step again. Or you can just do it like I did, where you step back and then switch. What I love about this exercise is that we're really warming up everything, right? So when I come down, I'm really opening up my hip flexor, I'm opening up my hip on this side, I'm opening up my upper back when I rotate. There's a little bit of strength work in the legs as I alternate sides and have to stand back up. So we're getting a lot of really good mobility. And whenever you're talking about a warm-up, you don't really want to do a lot of static stretching before a workout. You can say that to the end, but before a workout, you want what's called dynamic stretching. This is a dynamic movement. We're going through really good ranges of motion, but we're also getting everything firing before I go into a full-blown workout. So that's a really good warm-up. Okay, so the second exercise is also going to be a warm-up exercise, and this is something we call a crab leg lowering. So you're going to come down on the ground, and you want to make sure that your feet are outside of your hips. Long spine, and then you're going to just let that knee drop down. And if you get it all the way to the ground, awesome. If not, that's okay too. The key is that this knee I'm not going like this. I'm keeping this knee exactly where it is, and I'm rotating this hip and knee down towards the ground. And then I'll alternate. A few things there is making sure you are keeping a long spine, you aren't like this, and that you are getting a nice stretch through that hip as you come down. And you'll notice that if this knee starts to lag out here, you don't really feel it as much. You got to keep this one in. The reason I like that one so much is because most people, if not all people, do not have enough internal rotation for their hips. Even if you just stand up and you look down and you notice that your feet are turned out, you can just tell from that your hips are naturally rotated outward. We're trying to rotate it back in because ideally when you stand, your feet should actually be nice and straightforward. So crab leg lower, another great warm-up drill. So the next movement we're going to do is called a single leg deadlift, or you might hear it called a single leg Romanian deadlift. Romanian deadlift just means kind of a half deadlift, so we aren't going to go all the way to the floor. But the way we do this is one foot's going to be down, my other foot is going to reach back towards the wall here, or just reach back away from you. If I was going to have a weight, I'd have it in my hand opposite the leg that's down, but you don't even need a weight to start because there's so many things to this exercise that you have to think about that it's better just to start no weight, really perfect the form, and you're going to work a bunch of stuff anyway. So we're going to come down, push this heel back. I want a little bit of a bend in the knee, but as you can see, I'm not going, if I was to do a full deadlift, I'd want to go all the way down to the floor. Don't worry about that. We're just going until you're perpendicular to the floor, drive through the heel, have your hip come forward, and stand back up. Come back down, you might have a weight right here, stand back up. So that's our single leg Romanian deadlift. Okay, for our next exercise, what I'm going to do is an anti-rotation press. There's a few different names you might hear this called, but I'll show you what it is so you know what I'm doing here. I have a band here. You could use a cable machine if you want, but just a band attached to the wall works just as well. The key here is that you want a nice base of support, low bend in the knees, strong core. You're going to bring that band in front of you, but you can see that it's pulling this way. So it's kind of trying to rotate me, but then really when I get what would be the anti-rotation movement is when I press it out. So as I press out, now it's really pulling me this way, and I have to have a really strong core and hip to stop myself from turning. I come back in, take a little bit of the load off, press back out, and come back in. That's a really great exercise to help train the core in a way that you may not normally do it. A lot of times we do movements that are, I'm either crunching or side crunching or whatever. This one is training the core to resist movement, which is actually a really important thing for your core to be able to do. All right, for our next exercise, what we're going to do is a lateral lunge. And I'm going to show you two variations of this. First will be an easier variation where we just do a lateral squat. So I'm going to come down and then come back up. The reason I love this exercise is it's very rare that you do exercises kind of in the side-to-side plane. A lot of movements are either straight up or down or front and back or whatever. This one we're moving to the side. So again, wide base, long spine, I'm coming down, knee moves forward, hip moves back. I'm going to try to get as low as I can and then come back up. Once you have that down, then you can do what would be the lateral lunge. So I'm going to step out, come down, I'm going to press back up to my just standing position. And what's cool about this is now we're getting a little power involved in our movement. So stepping out, coming down, drive back up, and especially when you add a weight to that, there's a lot, you got to really produce a lot of power to get yourself all the way back to this position. So those are our 5 moves. Hopefully you've done some variation of one of those in the past, but you may not have done those exactly. So start integrating those into your workout, and I guarantee you're going to start getting better results. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.